There were a lot of basketball movies in the 90s. Jim Varney in Slam Dunk Ernest, Lola Bunny confusing preteen boys in Space Jam, and even a golden retriever winning championships in Air Bud. And then there were the more serious movies, like Hoosiers, White Men Can't Jump, Basketball, and He Got Game. Today on the podcast, Jason and I will be talking about the year 2000's Love and Basketball, a movie that sunk one right at the buzzer to end the perfect decade of basketball movies. It's a very loose autobiographical tale from then rookie director Gina Prince Bythewood. Join us as we discuss a movie that doesn't try to convince us that Woody Harrelson has a shot in hell with Gina Gershon, and that had the moral high ground of not a single R. Kelly song. Welcome to You've Got Mails.
Welcome to You've Got Mails. I'm sitting here with my co-host CJ, the Pippin to my Jordan.
Ooh.
The Bugs to my Daffy.
I feel a little bit more affected by gravity.
The Kareem to my Magic, the Air to my Bud, if you will.
Nice.
I'm Jason.
I'm
and
CJ.
On today's episode, we'll be talking about 2000's Love and Basketball. A story about love and basketball.
You know what? I made a joke at the end of the last one when you asked me what I thought this movie was about. And I just said the safe bet is love and basketball. What I was unaware of is just how much fucking love and basketball this movie is about.
I'm gonna be honest, a little light on the basketball for my tastes.
You think?
I felt like there was not a lot of basketball. I mean, it was definitely an overarching theme. I mean, our main characters love basketball and love each other in a weird, twisted way for some of the movie, and then some of it's nice love, I guess.
And they're wearing jerseys for 3/4 of the movie.
You're right. I just expected more basketball scenes from this, and I didn't get that. I think there was one neat POV scene where we got to kind of see what Monica saw as she played basketball.
Don't say that. Don't say neat.
You didn't like that?
No, it's the one thing in this movie, if I could cut out 2 minutes. I was like, what the fuck is this POV scene? Boy, I hope this isn't in the rest of the movie, and thank God it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was a little out of place, but I thought it was kind of neat. I don't know why. I felt like I was, as a guy who never played basketball, really, it put me in the shoes of a basketball player, and I kind of felt, well, what she was feeling at the moment. To give a little rundown of this movie, just a quick synopsis, this is a movie about Monica and Quincy, two childhood sweethearts, if you will, for about 5 minutes, and then they take some time off, and then they get back together, they take some time off, they get back together, they take some time off, they get back together. What are these crazy kids going to do? And it all focuses around pretty much their lives together and how basketball and relationships factor into it. Which
is okay. I mean, it gives you, it's a little Jerry Maguire-ish, where it's got something to keep you interested. It's got the little bit of sports.
I feel like this is a romance for the fellas. I mean, you get that sports. You can watch this with your lady friend, and you can kind of enjoy the sports aspects while she enjoys the relationship aspects of it.
I noticed something while I was watching this. I was looking at our list.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of movies with a strong minority cast.
We do not.
And
we're going to work on that.
I'm positive that there is some love movies out there that I don't know the name of yet, but I'm going to find them.
Well, I'll be honest. The nice thing about this podcast is we're going to find some things that we didn't know existed. We're going to kind of broaden our horizons. And, I mean, even after I watched this movie, the movies that were recommended based on watching this, I put about 10 on the list. So I think the more we delve into this, the bigger the list is going to become and the more diverse the list is going to become.
It's true. And another thing I noticed, for both of you listening at home, I get it. Maybe you don't need middle-aged white guys looking at a movie such as this, but fuck it. We're going to look at every Criterion movie on the list.
That's right.
This is a Criterion movie.
And speaking of the two people listening at home, I just want to say, hi, Mom. Thank you. I appreciate your support.
Hi, Jason's mom. I also appreciate your support.
It's funny you bring up the minority cast. I was doing some research on this movie, and the director, Gina Prince, get this right, Bythewood, she wrote and directed this movie. It was semi-autobiographical.
Oh, really?
She didn't play basketball, but it more...
What the fuck was it autobiographical about?
The relationship between daughter and mother.
Oh, okay.
And kind of
all right.
What she wanted out of her life was not the same as what her mom wanted. She wanted to grow up and become a writer-director. She at one point had the dream of writing soap operas, and her mother did not like that idea and tried to talk her out of it. So that's kind of the semi-autobiographical part about it. But she also said that she wanted this to be a black When Harry Met Sally, and that's where she took her inspiration from. Now, we haven't seen When Harry Met Sally first, so I think when we watch it, it's going to be more of a white love and basketball.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds good. I mean, I don't... Wait, who's in Harry Met Sally? That's
Meg Ryan and sexual heartthrob Billy Crystal.
Can't wait to see his 3-pointers.
I don't think...
does he have a good jump shot?
I don't know. That's a great question. He's not a big guy, but he could, small power forward. Who knows? I don't know anything about basketball. I'm going to be honest with you. I know more about love than I do basketball. I'm not even sure I know that much about that. But I'm not a big basketball guy. I
had to look this up because it did blow me away that this is on the Criterion Collection. Yeah. It's a great movie. It seemed like an odd choice for it. Basically a chick flick on there. But once I really thought about it, not a lot missing from this movie. It really does kind of cover everything. It has a great story. It even has weird, odd subplots about Magic Johnson.
There was a subplot about Magic Johnson?
Yeah, they mention him 2 or 3 times.
Well, it's just because that was her favorite player, I think, or his favorite player.
You don't think it had, the scene where he fumbles putting a condom on?
Oh, no.
You don't think that has anything to do with it?
No.
All right, well, that's where the editing happens in this podcast.
That's just smart on their part.
That is.
I like that they did that in the movie.
You don't see that.
No.
And she played off the awkwardness of there's nothing worse in this world than staring into somebody's eyes as you try to open a condom.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, there's a lot of, it's a little bit of downtime in an otherwise up moment. I actually really like, so, I mean, I don't want to dwell on past episodes too much. This is only our 3rd episode. The Notebook was a fairly serious movie, which I think is well documented. I didn't care for. And it had a lot of the kind of tropes of romantic movies I felt flipped on their head. And then we had 27 Dresses, which was just over-the-top rom-com. They had every single cliche you could think of. This movie, to me, out of the 3 that we've watched so far, was the one that I really was able to relate to the most because I felt like it was based in reality. I felt like the relationships were real. I felt like the subplots, not about Magic Johnson, but I felt like the parents' relationships were big parts of this movie that you cared about and kind of looked into, and they weren't 2-dimensional characters. And what I really liked about this, too, was the parents' relationships for each of them really kind of enforced what they did in their lives regarding their relationships. In opposite ways, Omar Epps' character Quincy, his dad, played by the great Dennis Haysbert. It's just a smooth
What a voice.
Maybe a little too smooth in
If
this
I
movie.
had that voice, this podcast would be top 10.
Oh my God.
Fuck you stuff you should know.
Yeah,
we'd be there.
We could talk about anything. It doesn't even matter. But his parents' relationship, like I said, he plays Zeke. He's an NBA player. Bit of a wandering eye when it comes to the ladies.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious from the get-go that he's cheating on his wife, but they don't really address it until maybe halfway, 3/4 of the way through the movie. But the first time you see him, he's like, I got a meeting, a late-night meeting. I'm like, well, we all know what you're up to, Zeke.
So does she.
But Quincy's relationship and what he wants out of his life, he really molds it after what his parents have. Because at this time, he doesn't know that his dad's a cheater, even though the rest of us do. He wants to be a pro ball player, even though his dad wants more for him because he wants him to be a doctor or a lawyer. He doesn't want him to play basketball. He thinks that the male in the relationship should be in charge of everything. You see that when they're young and they meet and they first decide to date as like a 10, 11-year-old kids. And he says, well, you're riding on my bike now because we're together.
Yeah.
And she says no. And he goes, well, my dad drives my mom everywhere. So you're riding with me. Like that's how he sees his relationship. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, you have Monica, where her mom is kind of just subservient to her father, does all the cooking, the cleaning, the ironing, wants her to be more ladylike, doesn't like that she's a tomboy. And she kind of fights back against all of that.
Played by the amazing, how do you pronounce this name?
Alfre Woodard, yeah.
Alfre Woodard,
yeah.
who is...
She's phenomenal. I like her a lot. In everything I've ever seen her in.
She's never been in a bad role. She kind of plays the same character very often, but she plays it really fucking well. I know her. She's usually a strong, stern woman. This is a little bit of a departure from what I'm used to seeing. I mean, even though she is strong in this movie and is a real force as far as
like being a mom to her and how she talks to her, trying to steer her certain ways. There's also the subservient, like I said, the things that Monica doesn't like about her parents' relationship. She wants to be strong and independent. She doesn't see that out of her mom. So she kind of goes on her own way, and she wants to play basketball. She wants to be her own woman. She doesn't think that a woman should be subservient to a man. She wants that equal footing in a relationship.
She actually has some powerful scenes where she talks about, like, hey, I also was very independent. I had my life, but love has to kind of change you.
Yeah.
It's a give and take. She is giving up a lot for her children.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It came across very well in what was only a 3 or 4 minute scene.
Yeah. Like I said, there's little scenes throughout the movie, too, that kind of plant, like, towards the end, they have this argument where she tells her, like, you shouldn't cater to a man. Like, I saw you give up things and never stand up to dad. And there's little scenes throughout the movie from the very beginning where he comes in and asks her to iron his shirts. And there's these little breadcrumbs that you don't really pick up on until that fight happens. You go, oh, now I see it. Like, it didn't really occur to me at the time, but now I see it.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Right off the top, this movie. So we're in 4 acts in this movie.
Yeah, which they treat it as a quarter. So in basketball terms. So when the movie first starts, it says first quarter, and it's them as kids.
Yes. Is basketball 4 quarters?
I believe so, just based on this movie.
Okay.
It's the only knowledge of basketball that I have. I feel like I know more about basketball now that I've seen this movie than I ever did before.
Yes. So, first quarter of this starts with them young. Were you in the same boat as me when the music started?
Oh my God.
This was going to be banger after banger.
Al Green came on, Love and Happiness. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge sucker for, like, and CJ, I think too, just any kind of old soul music. Like, that's my wheelhouse. That's where I live. If I could have one music on repeat for the rest of my life, it would be Al Green, Sam Cooke, Otis Redding. So that song kicked in and I was immediately like, let's go.
And then it goes into Candy Girl.
Which is also a great song.
And then it doesn't go much further.
It doesn't, and
I think I might have a blind spot for 90s R&B.
You probably do.
Yeah.
I recognized a few of the songs, not all of them, but I think it was definitely just because they changed eras. You know, they went from them as kids, which this movie was filmed in 2000, so you're looking, when they were kids, you're looking like 80s, mid-80s probably, is that time period when they're 10, 11 years old. Al Green had been gone for 15, 20 years at that point, but great song regardless.
Very exciting.
Candy Girl was more in that vein of what the music was like at that time. And then they flash ahead. You're probably looking at mid-90s. They're in high school, early 90s. Then you start getting that Belle Biv DeVoe. Yeah, thank you. And that sort of music. And that's not my cup of tea. I mean, I'm never going to turn down Poison if it comes on, but can't deny a big butt and a smile, as they say.
Wow.
But hey, they said it, not me. Yeah, the music for me didn't hit after the first 2 songs.
I did like this beginning, though. Mainly, I understand that Monica actually has that scar in real life.
Yeah.
So they had to add a scene as, hey, why does she have this scar? I don't know if they needed like a George Romero zombie level of blood coming out of her face.
All in on the gore in that first scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what did she fall on? For those of you out of the know, the movie starts out, new kid moves into town. She comes over, meets all the guys, wants to play basketball. They think she's a boy at first because she's got her hair up in a hat. She takes the hat off. They realize she's a girl. Immediately start just harassing her. You can't play ball. Girls can't play ball. Then she proceeds to school them and make them look foolish. And at one point, young Q, fouls her, and she falls forward through a bush into some grass and rips half of her face open.
Oh my God.
So, but like CJ was saying, the actress, Sanaa Lathan, who plays her, actually has that scar. So they wanted to write a scene into the movie that kind of explained it. So it's an interesting take. I heard somebody else kind of say it's a metaphor because he left his mark on her very early. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's kind of she always has this reminder of the first time she met him. And from the beginning, you can kind of see that they're at least intrigued by each other, if not interested in each other. And that carries on through pretty much their entire lives. They leave each other, they come back. They leave each other, they come back.
Like ships passing on the basketball court of night. Wait,
right.
No.
No, maybe not.
I'll figure that out.
All right. We'll workshop it.
That's the other thing, too. So they live directly next door. Now, this is something that goes on through the entire movie.
Yes.
They live directly next door to each other with windows 5 feet away from each other, pointed into each other's rooms.
Yeah, how Doogie Howser was that shit? Like, that was just, that's pure, that's a cliche. I mean, I've seen that in other things, but that is like the neighbors who live across and can just like talk to each other out their bedroom window. It could be awkward. I mean,
yeah,
just get yourself some good light canceling curtains and you're fine.
You were once a teenage boy. What would it have been like to have the hot girl from school living next door that you could literally just see in her room anytime she opened the window? That is not cool.
No, but I mean, that's what you got curtains for.
I'd have to have that shit boarded up by 15.
I mean, if you want privacy, you pull the curtains. You know, I guarantee you any girl living across the window from young CJ, she had probably curtains, blinds, maybe a steel shutter. Who knows? She knew. You weren't seeing nothing she didn't want you to see.
I really love the relationship they had, especially early. Act 2, then there's a scene where they're in a car where you actually believe they're friends.
Yeah, they had good chemistry.
It makes sense.
I'll be honest. The only time I really didn't feel the chemistry was when they were actually physical with each other.
Oh.
Like the sex scene, the kissing, the romantic, I didn't feel it, but I definitely felt like they had known each other since they were kids. Like I got that feeling. It's like that friend that you've had since you were a kid from the neighborhood who maybe even if you don't see him for a while, you get back together and it's like nothing changed. You never had that time apart. And I really did get that feeling from the two of them. I just wasn't feeling the chemistry from a sexual standpoint or a romantic standpoint necessarily throughout the whole movie.
Speaking of while they're sleeping with each other.
Yes.
Did you clock the fact that Omar Epps has a tattoo on his shoulder that says, Omar fucking Epps?
I did not see this. I had actually, after doing some research, I saw there was a bit of a gaffe where they did not cover up the tattoo for the love scene.
Yeah. These are things that I guess you're not supposed to notice because the movie wasn't filmed in HD.
Yeah.
But now it's in HD. And you can see in this world, there is an Omar Epps.
Yeah, I just like to rap on it. He's
loves
a huge
him
fan.
so much.
Just the biggest fan
Absolutely.
of Omar
Well,
Epps.
I mean, you go to school and everybody's like, you look like that actor, Omar Epps.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you know what? I might as well get his name tattooed on my shoulder.
That's all it was. He's just a big fan. Big fan.
It was just glaring.
So my favorite...
In a scene where I should have been staring at a lot of different things, the Omar Epps tattoo caught me.
Let's stay on the sex scene for a moment if we could. Some of the best acting that I saw in this entire movie was when they're sitting on the bed next to each other. It's very a sweet romantic moment where she takes off her bra and she's nervous. She kind of covers up. And then Omar slides the briefs off. And just the acting on her face, you know Quincy's packing. Because she looks down, her eyes get a little big, and she's like, holy shit. And then he gives her a little, yeah, I know, kind of smile. And I was like, man, this guy's got to be just packing some heat down there.
I'm not just popular for my ball playing.
No, my gosh. Besides that, I mean, no wonder he was a hit with the ladies.
So, okay, they kind of fall in love in high school. And it goes all the way through the college era.
Yeah, that's quarter number 3. We get into college. They both get accepted to USC. Both get to go and play basketball for the college they wanted to go to.
Which couldn't get much better. You're in love with a girl. You both get drafted for the only other thing in life you love, to the same school? Hey, that's awesome. Good for them.
I mean, otherwise the movie really wouldn't have worked, you know.
This is where, and I don't know if you're going to disagree with me on this. He's a complete fucking knucklehead. He's kind of a jackass for huge chunks of this movie, and she really doesn't do anything wrong.
No, she doesn't at all. Yeah, and this is another kind of aspect of the being caught in your parents' shadow, if you will, in their relationships. So at the end of quarter 2, at the end of they go to a high school dance. They finally realize they're in love. They get together.
The high school dance, populated by people well into their 30s and 40s.
Well, yeah, I mean...
including her date, who is the skeeziest.
Well, I think he was a friend of her older sister that she set him up with, because he even says, like, when I went to high school, the girls didn't look like this. And I was like, well, that's a bad thing to say, sir. That's an awful line.
I think it's a very late 80s thing to say.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they fall in love by the end of quarter 2, high school years. They go to the same college. So when we pick up with their college relationship, they're together still through college. And it's actually nice. Like, they actually seem sweet. Yes, Q has this whole thing with the fame of being great at sports. I don't know what any of that feels like. I was never that good at sports. I played a little bit of stuff here and there, but I was never good enough to get the accolades, to get the attention. But he's constantly on campus. Girls are saying, "Oh, can't wait to see you play. Can't wait to see you." And that is a tough situation if you're that guy. You're walking with your girlfriend. These girls are being saying these things. I don't feel like he was out of bounds to say, "All right, well, thanks for, we'll see you at the game. Thank you." It wasn't like a real flirtatious sort of thing, but obviously she didn't like it and there was some tension there. But I felt like their college relationship actually seemed nice and sweet, and it seemed like they were seriously together and he was taking it seriously up until the point that he finds out that his father has an illegitimate child on the way and he's been cheating on his mother. And he flat out told his son to his face, "This isn't anything. This is just a girl trying to get money." And then he finds out that it actually is true. And this kind of just wrecks Q's world because he held his dad in such a high regard.
Dennis Haysbert, you fucking dog.
What a son of a bitch.
Come on, man. You were the chosen one.
So this happens. He finds out. He's pretty broken up about it. Tries to talk to Monica about it. She has curfew, has to leave, can't stay with him. And she has to put her basketball career first, essentially. She cannot be late getting back to her dorm or she's not going to play the next day. And then he kind of goes off the rails.
That's the one thing I really liked about their relationship with basketball. Okay, and I've been in this sort of situation before. He's a natural. You notice they barely show him play. Or, they show him play.
But he doesn't have any struggles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They barely show him practice.
Yeah,
they show her double dribbling 2 balls.
Yeah,
she
there's
has to work
montages.
her ass off.
Yeah. She gets to college and she's basically a backup at this point, and the coach is just riding her incessantly. The other teammates are pretty much giving her a hard time because she's not as good as them. You come to find out, like any good sports movie, the coach is giving her a hard time because the coach sees potential.
Teammates in this case, also well into their 30s or 40s.
Yeah, they're going on their 9th year of college at this point.
I miss this from 90s and early 2000s television and movies where they're just like, well, we can't hire people in their teens to make movies, so we'll just hire old people.
That's as you do. So, like you said, he is a total piece of garbage after he finds out that his dad is cheating on his mom and kind of goes off the rails in his relationship with her.
I do like the idea that he's a natural. He's never going to have to want for this basketball career. It just happens.
Yeah.
And I've been in this situation where I was in a work program where we're being tested against other people. And I was pretty consistently top of the class. The other guy that was consistently top of the class, the only competition I had, would basically show up drunk every morning. He got in the bar until 3 a.m.
Right.
Show up, it's just still reeking of bourbon at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
And just crush me every fucking day.
Oh,
and and here I am every single night. I'm up until 1 o'clock studying, working on whatever I can. This guy just rolls in half drunk and fucking crushes me every day. And it's heartbreaking. It's more that I feel for her. Like, she is so sort of innocent in this movie.
Oh, 100%. If there's a bad guy in the relationship, it's definitely Quincy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. She really does nothing wrong in this entire movie.
There's a couple really great lines in this.
There really does.
First off, Dennis Haysbert saying, "I keep your fine ass in Gucci and gold," which I've never heard sampled anywhere, and honestly surprised. That should be sampled in a lot of songs. But my favorite absolutely is right here in the third quarter, where they decide to play strip basketball. You know what? I like this idea is that it's probably year 5, 6 of their serious relationship.
Yeah. Well,
and they're still keeping it fresh.
It's not
they're playing strip basketball.
That is cute, but it hasn't been that long. Because you figure they just got accepted to USC at the end of their high school year. They're in their freshman year. They've only been dating for a year.
Okay.
At the most. Right. Yeah. They just got to college. They're keeping it fresh, which I enjoy. She
dunks on him on this game, turns around and says, "Where's the D?"
His ass is out.
And he's pointing to the D. It's right here.
Yeah, that was pretty smooth. I did like that. But let's get back, because I kind of we got off track a little bit. I wanted to talk about the way he completely just turns into a shitbag in college after finding out that his dad cheats on his mom. What does he do when he finds this out? He just immediately starts dating some other girl. What? Why? And I get, he was upset because he had this dropped on him, needed somebody to talk to, and Monica left him to go play because she had to for her basketball career. I'm sure he could have talked to her the next day.
Well, you go home and you pout a little bit. You don't go fuck somebody else.
Well, she shows up to his dorm room, walks into his bedroom. He's just in there getting ready for, we don't know what. Then he walks out of the room. She follows him, and there's a girl there ready to go on a date with him. He didn't break up with her. He didn't, say, hey, we got to see other people. He just never told her, and then she shows up, and he's getting ready to take this other girl out to Burger King, he says, which is a class move by
Take
Q.
This hoe to Burger King.
Yeah.
Is what he says.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's a very, this thread throughout the movie of questioning Q's fidelity, I guess, as it were. He's certainly a ladies' man, and he dates around. I mean, they make that pretty apparent during the high school years that he's seeing this girl, he's seeing that girl. There's a whole thing where his mom is just kind of telling him, hey, these girls just want your money. They're after you. They want the shine. You're great at basketball. They want to hitch their wagon to you and go. And but it's just a constant throughout this movie with him just finding other girls to date and just having a hard time saying no, I guess.
And let's go back to his mom. I actually didn't catch her name. She's awesome.
I keep extensive notes. Her name was Nona McCall. Character's name. Debbie Morgan was the actress that played
Debbie
her.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Excellent. I've seen her in things before.
Yeah, she was great.
I love that fact that she's trying to warn him about women that will lock him down. She is a woman that locked down Dennis Haysbert. He says it at the end, got me pregnant. And he says, oh, she locked you down. He's like, don't talk about your mother like that.
Yeah.
She's warning him about her.
Yeah, and we don't know that necessarily is what happened. They may have fallen in love and decided to have a relationship, and now he's out cheating with other women. I don't know. I don't want to say that she locked him down, because we don't know that.
He has that great line. There's a dozen women waiting outside, a few more that make it up to the hallway, and then one really crafty one. All it made me think of was Creed from The Office.
Yeah.
It was like sometimes you sleep with dozens of people in a field, and maybe a guy slips in there. So, I know it doesn't have a lot to do with it. It just made me think
Still
of it.
Enjoyable. So, we're in the college years. He starts to date other people. This is kind of the end of their relationship at that point. I'll be honest with you, as far as the love and basketball goes, I find her basketball journey way more enjoyable, and that hooked me a lot more than his did. I mean, she's got this coach that's riding her, teammates that don't like her. She's a backup, essentially, backup point guard. The girl, her biggest competition on the team, the starting point guard who's been there for 3 years, is constantly riding her, giving her shit. She gets to come in the game, crushes it, and then after the game, the coach pulls her in and says, hey, I want you to start next week. The girl that was starting point guard is going to be okay by next week. Are you sure you want me to start? Yes. You showed me what you got. You got potential. This is where the coach kind of pulls back the curtain and says, I've been tough on you because I know you're good and I want you to be better. Of course. Yeah, it's a great sports thing. That,
she's on her way up. He's at his peak right there. Yeah. He's going to go down. His story's kind of boring on the basketball side. And there is definitely one's going up. One's coming down. They meet in the middle, and one starts at the highest height, one starts kind of low. She doesn't even know if she's going to get to go play in college. It's the last game of high school, and no one's even recruited her. No one's talked to her. She hasn't heard anything. We come to find out that USC didn't even want her. They wanted another girl. That girl got pregnant. She only got on the team because of that. So it's just this great story. How do you get your fucking foot in the door?
Exactly, and she makes the most of it. It's just a great journey for her to go from the bottom to the top while he's already at the height, and you kind of see him come back down. And we'll get into that in the fourth quarter.
This is my favorite part. I actually really enjoyed the last quarter.
I did too. We find out that he's playing for the Lakers. Not very good. You get that from the announcers. He's been bouncing around. They're getting blown out in the game, so they send the subs in. Here comes Q.
He got promoted above his skill level.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's just kind of been trying to fit in on a team and actually makes a nice play, dunks the ball when he comes down, blows out his ACL.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know, okay, I know you're an avid football fan.
Yeah.
You watch some hockey on occasion.
Absolutely.
Just last night, we saw a live wrestling match.
We did. I enjoy a lot of the sports, fake and otherwise.
Did you know, well, first off.
It's still real to me, damn
okay.
it.
Did you know before this movie what an ACL was? I had to Google it.
Oh, yeah, I know what an ACL is.
Okay, I've heard that term.
ACL, MCLs, those
dozens
are the knee,
of times.
Yeah, those are the knee injuries that really take you out of commission for a long time.
And when you look at where that ligament is, which, for you doctors at home, is basically the ligament that holds your shin bone into your kneecap.
Yeah.
So when that breaks, there's nothing holding those bones together. Like your leg is basically just a sack of meat at that.
Yeah.
I never known that. I had to Google it in this. I don't know why.
It's pretty common. I mean, you see it in football all the time. It's a pretty common sports injury, the ACL and the MCL. The knees, I think, is probably the most injured part of the human body when it comes to sports.
I don't see how that. It seems pretty well protected, but hey, I'm no sportsiologist.
That's an official term, by the way. Yep. So he gets hurt, has to go into rehab, is basically laid up. The career's probably over. Meanwhile, Monica is playing in Italy. For those of you, I actually found this out. At the time that this movie was being written and shot, there was no WNBA. So this was the pinnacle for women's basketball. There was not a professional league in the States, so you would go overseas and play in, European countries. There was another league for women's basketball over there. So
Which is a damn shame.
It is a damn shame.
I actually... Look, I'm never going to be a person that wants to be called a feminist. But when I saw this, it's like, it's a damn fucking shame there's not like an NBA for women at this point.
But there is now. And
she deserved better.
Yeah, there is now, and it came shortly after this movie. And there is a scene at the end where you see she actually is playing for the WNBA. That was written in and added because through the production and the writing, that wasn't a thing. So at the end, she is playing for the WNBA, but that would not have been the case had it not come around because they were making this movie at that point. So theoretically speaking, she is at the peak of where she can go. Yes, there's a ceiling that she can't bust through, but she has made it to the top of where she can be in basketball. And she's doing very well. I mean, there's a scene where they win the championship. And it's kind of funny because they don't show any of this game, which I liked actually. For a movie about basketball, her biggest moment isn't even about the game. It's just kind of like a quick meetup with the girl Sidra from college that she took her spot in the team. So they kind of have
Let's tie up that storyline.
They kind of have a natural built-in rivalry, but they also respect each other, as you see. So she's on the opposite team. They meet in the hallway before the game starts. They show the tip-off. Next thing you know, they're at dinner, and I'm like, oh my God, like I was in so much suspense. Like I wanted to know who won that game.
She's got the trophy there. They could have made this movie another 15 minutes longer.
And put the game in?
Just had that,
I liked it because it made me like they did the tip and then they flash to dinner and you don't see her at first. They're having dinner together and then they kind of pan across the table and she's got the trophy on the table in front of her. And there's a nice line where she's like, do you have to have that damn thing on the table right now? And I love that. I thought that was great. So yeah, I mean, they didn't even show the game and it actually built more suspense for me, I think, knowing that the game was over and not knowing who won right away. So we go to that. Flashback to the States where Q is laid up in a hospital bed. He's got a knee brace on.
Mom's got a great sensible haircut.
Mom does have a great sensible haircut and a nice new man. So Dennis Haysbert.
Good for her.
Yeah, Dennis Haysbert comes to visit his son when he finds out that he's hurt. You get the impression that they haven't spoken in years. Basically, once Q found out that his dad was unfaithful to his mom, just cut all ties with him. So dad kind of tries to come back and see him when he's hurt. Doesn't go so well for anybody. Q wants nothing to do with him. And then Monica sees that Q's been hurt. So she comes, she's in town. She wants to come visit him and see how he's doing. Stops by the hospital. There's still a spark there, obviously.
Unfortunately.
Because
this guy's now shacked up with Tyra fucking Banks.
Right? She comes in the hospital room and drops the bomb that they're engaged. And God bless her, Monica, you could tell that was great acting too. Because there was just this like, she wanted to cry and just be like, what the fuck? But she was so graceful about it. And like, that's so great for you. I'm so happy. Like through almost tears. Really well done by her. Let's talk about Tyra Banks for a moment.
Let's talk about Tyra Banks for 2 or 3 moments if we could.
Well, I'd love to. Her character's name in this movie is Kira, but it's spelled Kyra. So it's literally only a letter off from her real name. Why didn't they just call her like Kyra? Or call her Tyra, for Christ's sake? That kind of bothered me. I don't know why. So at this point, they're both back at home in their childhood homes. Q has just bought a house with Tyra. And he's kind of cleaning things out of his old room. He's spending a lot of time at his parents' house, where mom just lives now, assumedly, because God knows where Dennis Haysbert's been all these years. And then Monica has decided to give up basketball. She doesn't have the passion for it anymore. So she moves back home and she actually starts to try to have a normal life, if you want to call it that, where her dad's a banker. She gets a job at the bank. She's wearing heels and like sensible pantsuits. And obviously not her style, not what she wants.
She looks ready for politics.
She thinks that this is what she has to do, essentially, and she's lost the love for the game. So they are kind of just in the same houses again, back to where they started, on different paths, and both have kind of just lost a passion for the game. Q's been hurt. He doesn't, he's rehabbing, but it seems like he's kind of scared to play. Like he's afraid to take the brace off. And then meanwhile, Monica just doesn't want to play anymore. And I wanted to ask you this because I don't really feel like they said it.
Oh, you're asking me a question.
I am asking you a question.
Do this. Hit me.
Why did they lose the passion for the game? Because she asks, she's like, why don't you love the game anymore? And I don't get a feeling like they ever really say.
I got the feeling that the game is what they had. And after they broke up in college, they were just going through the motions. It's what held them together, and once they didn't have each other, what was the point of that? And then not only that, because she's fucking amazing, she won the top honor at that point, 1989 women's basketball can be.
It wasn't that. It was 2000. Your timelines are all way off.
Wait, she's in 2000 at that point?
Because this is the end of the movie. I feel like the movie was shot in 2000, so once we get to present day, we're in the 2000s.
So this is 9 years from, because they're in college in 1989.
How do we know it's 1989?
It says right in the
in
the movie, yeah.
All right, so 1989, you do 4 years of college, you're at 93.
So they're at 93, because he's... And
then they go and do their professional careers, so I think you're getting close to 2000. You're late 90s, I feel like, is where we're at.
Okay. But in that case, it's just natural that she's probably fallen out of being a great athlete. I mean,
But we see her go and play professionally for the WNBA by the end of the movie.
Oh, that's
She
true.
just doesn't want to play. She says it flat out. I think
at the end of the movie, she has him. That goes to my point.
And I think you're absolutely right. I think that they challenged each other and they made each other want to be better. And they had in that sense, their relationship, that dynamic, they fed off of each other. They had basketball from the time they met. That's how they met. That's where they started playing basketball. That's where they fell in love, essentially, was basketball.
Let's go back a few minutes to where or how they ended up back together.
Yeah.
She challenges them to a pickup game. As soon as he accepted, you're like, well, that's him admitting that this is all over. He's going to be with her.
Well, to a degree, but I don't know if he felt that just yet. I think in that short period of time, she reignited his passion for basketball. Like, she was showing him up, making him look bad. He didn't want to take the brace off. She was up like 4-0 on him and just rubbing it in his face. And then eventually he was like, I'm taking the brace off. And then they started playing and he finally beats her and she goes to walk away. She's almost in tears because it doesn't seem like he wants that relationship. And he calls her back. He says, let's play double or nothing. I don't even know what the fuck they were playing for in the first place. Because when he said double or nothing, I must have missed what they were playing for. And then,
they were playing for each other.
And then
if she won, he would give up Tyra Banks.
But
which
it
would take more of a good game of basketball and give up Tyra fucking Banks.
Yeah. And, like, she wasn't a bad person. Like, it didn't seem like... They didn't make her seem like she was...
absolutely Cyclops.
Bad character.
Yeah, no, she was great...
there were some moments, where, you saw them cleaning out his old bedroom and he wanted to take some stuff with him and she was like, oh, no, I don't want that in the new house.
But that's
marriage, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't get to have everything you want. You gotta make sacrifices here and there.
There's a reason not all of my Marvel figurines are sitting in the living room.
Exactly. But she wasn't terrible. But yeah, you see kind of, them after the little pickup game when he says double or nothing, they walk back to each other, they kiss, embrace. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where that they're going to be together.
So here's a question for you.
Okay.
And I feel like I already know the answer. You're a committed guy.
Yeah.
You're in a committed relationship.
Okay.
You've been in love before, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
never played basketball though.
Right now, we're sitting here, as middle-aged white guys do, record podcasts.
Exactly.
Knock at the door. One of your previous loves shows up. says, hey, game of darts to decide if we can make this work. You've got to give it all up. You're with me now if I win.
Okay.
You just shut the fucking door?
Yeah, I mean, there's not an ex that I'm still in love with I would, and I mean, honestly, if an ex showed up that I was still madly in love with, I wouldn't need the darts probably. I'm like, this is unnecessary. Like, I get it. You still like me. I still like you. Let's figure this out. But yeah, there's no one out there in the world right now that's going to do that for me.
In a real world, you're just like, you want me to blow up my relationship because you can't get over this shit, but the way you're going to tell me is over a game of basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
A little weird. It's a bit much, but it fits the theme of the movie, I guess.
Absolutely. All right, so I feel like we've covered from beginning to end here pretty much. I think it's time for our grand gestures portion of the show. So is there anything that you want to talk about that maybe we didn't get to during the review portion of this podcast? Not review, but the talk about?
I wish they would have spent more time in Barcelona. Okay. I'm sorry. Barcelona.
Was it I thought they were in Italy.
No, they were in Barcelona.
Oh, okay.
I wish they would have spent a little bit more time there. I mean, honestly, there's not... This movie kind of hit on all cylinders. There's not a lot of, like, crazy shit in this. There was one scene at the very beginning, when they're young, her older sister, who should have had more screen time.
Regina Hall, pretty famous actress and great. I mean, she was great in the scene she was in.
She's doing her hair. Mom walks in, says a line, and then coughs violently for a second. And the husband walks in, says, "You all right?" She goes, "Oh yeah, I'm just got a little something."
Yeah, at that point too, one of the daughters asked her if she's okay. She's like, "Oh, I'm just a little hot." I thought there was gonna be like, is mom gonna die?
I wrote it's third line on my notes. Mom's a goner.
Yeah. I don't know what that was. Maybe the actress was just having a bad day.
I'm wondering if that was
really had an illness.
Was that the best take they got? And they were like, well, she coughed in the fucking middle of it, but let's go with it.
Yeah, let's work it in. Yeah, I thought that too. I didn't catch... I caught serious vibes like mom was going to have some serious health issues at some point and never did. If anything, I guess it was just kind of like she was exhausted because she was getting the house together and... Because they had just moved in.
Yes.
And dad was just coming in like, hey, iron my shirts, would you? And, like, meanwhile, she's just busting her ass. And, like, it was kind of like planting that seed, like I said earlier, where when they finally have their blow-up fight and Monica's just like, all you do is cater to him. You don't do anything for yourself. Maybe that was it was just kind of showing that she was running herself ragged.
I could see that.
Taking care of everything while he did nothing. Maybe that's what it was.
All right. How about you?
I don't have a lot. Spike Lee produced this movie, which I thought was interesting.
Okay. I could see that.
I caught that. And I also thought that they, when they cast Monica, they went through 700 different auditions. They wanted someone who could be convincing in the basketball scenes. And it came down to Sanaa Lathan and a girl, I'm sorry, I don't know her name. I looked it up and I did not write it on my notes, but she was a pretty good college basketball player. No acting experience. So they sent them both away. One for 2 months of basketball training and one for 2 months of acting school. And Sanaa Lathan balled better than the other girl acted. So
wow.
So that's how she got the job. I thought that was kind of interesting. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot. So if we're ready, we can get into turn this chick flick into a dick flick.
I mean, I'm going to let you go first because I think we might have the same thing.
I wish you wouldn't because I got nothing on this one. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie and had, if anything, let's up the sports and turn down the love a little bit.
There it is.
And also, just if I'm being selfish, let's like turn into a football movie maybe. I don't know. Not a big basketball fan. But, you know.
You got the same thing on my list here.
Yeah.
More sports.
More sports.
If you're going to have it there, actually have it there.
Just crank that shit up to 11.
Maybe more basketball hoes. There's a few.
Basketball hoes?
Yeah, there's a few, but there's not enough.
And I'm not calling her a hoe, but a little more Gabrielle Union. Because I am absolutely smitten with Gabrielle Union. Yeah. She was not in this movie enough. So yeah, more sports, more Gabrielle Union, maybe some full frontal nudity. I don't know. All we saw was Omar Epps' butt.
I mean, that's the thing, though, is full frontal nudity kind of fits for every movie.
Yeah, that would always improve it as far as, you know, chick flick to dick flick. Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's get into the Nicolas Cage portion of the podcast.
Yeah, this is what I was wondering.
This one was so easy. And I'm starting to realize that every movie is going to be easy because Nicolas Cage has done so much that there's not a person on this planet that hasn't acted with Nicolas Cage. So we're going to go to Monica's dad, the banker, the guy that needed 2 shirts ironed because he couldn't fucking decide.
Of the parents, the most low-key.
He was the most low-key. You might recognize him from Zack Snyder's DC universe. He actually plays Martian Manhunter in the Snyder Cut. He was also like an army general in the Superman movies. That's where I recognized him from.
Okay.
But you may not know that he was in a little movie called Guarding Tess. A movie about the first lady who wants a security detail and picks a Secret Service agent who cannot stand her and they do not get along. That Secret Service agent played by Nicolas Cage.
Wow.
So, just another single degree of Nicolas Cage. It's so easy to connect this man to things. I'm pretty sure I've been in a movie with Nicolas Cage. All right, how about you? Any Nicolas Cage things happening this week?
Well, last week, you gave me this great idea to look at the website Cameo.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Okay.
I went on Cameo. I'd never been on Cameo. It's a wonderland.
It's sad is what it is.
There are some really famous people on this.
Makes me think they don't
that I
get paid
can't
enough.
believe are doing that.
Like who? Give me an example.
There are some people on this that I still can't believe are doing that.
All right.
No Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
Which
I thought he might be above Cameo, but you never know because the guy's been in some serious shit.
and he also has an addiction to buying dinosaur skeletons,
And you got to pay for that
which
somehow.
you need money to do.
Exactly.
That's the only reason I thought he might be on there.
Right.
What I did find was there's a pro wrestler named Nick Cage. So for $83.
Oh, Nick Gage.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's
It's close enough.
he's a hardcore death match
So,
fanatic.
for $83, we could get him. But if we're going to spend that sort of money, we should just go with Mankind himself.
Yeah, I think we should really just stick with Nick Cage on this. I don't want to just get people whose name rhyme with Nick Cage.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
I could go out and find Dick Sage on the street somewhere, and nobody wants to talk to that guy. I assume he might be nice. I'm sorry, Dick Sage, if you're listening. All right, anyhow, you want to rate this thing?
let's do it.
All right. Well, since I went first with the Nicolas Cages and the chick flicks and dick flicks, I think you should go first on the ratings.
All right, I am... See, I gave a 3.75 last week to 27 Dresses.
You
didn't I?
did, and I thought that was high, but you made your bed.
This movie was better.
It was. By a
So
mile.
I have to go higher.
Although it's what's in your heart, man. I mean, I didn't like 27 Dresses, but if you did, that's like I said last week, art is subjective, you know? Some people like it, some people don't. So just rate with your heart.
I'm going to take this to a 4.25.
A 4.25?
This is a very decent fucking movie.
All right.
You know what? Let's bring it down to 4.
Okay.
4, I'm glad I saw it. I'll probably not watch it again. If the soundtrack was better, it would have popped it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the soundtrack was fine the way it was, but I feel like they gambled with some of the songs. They were like, oh, these guys are going to be a hit, and it wasn't a hit.
Right.
But that's about it. Yeah, 4, I think, works for this, just because it's actually a decent fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's a chick flick.
It's absolutely. It's a romance. I mean, it's a romance.
Yeah, nobody else is going to be watching this.
No, it's
us and
at its purest form. This is a romantic movie about two people who have a lifelong relationship.
Yes.
At least up until the point where we stop seeing them. So, for most all their adult lives, they've loved and known each other. I'm gonna come in at exactly the same score as you on this one, a 4. I really like this movie. The acting was great. The story was great. Like I said, this one hit me on a personal level the most. Like I actually could relate to some of the things. I felt that it felt real. It was based in reality. I'm going to knock it down for just a couple of things. Like you said, the soundtrack got me real hyped at the beginning, and then it kind of let me down, and that takes maybe away a quarter. That's not a huge thing. The thing that bothered me the most about this movie, and the reason I'm going to dock it, at least a point, like I said, there's this whole thread throughout the movie about Q's fidelity, and kind of, you don't know, is he going to follow in his father's footsteps, or is he going to be faithful to the woman that he loves? And yes, he ends up with Monica at the end, but essentially cheats on Tyra Banks to get with her.
Yes.
So I don't feel like there was any growth from Quincy in this movie. He's still in the same place he was at the beginning. He just
a dirtbag.
He cheated on his fiance with the quote unquote right girl, It's the girl that you knew that he was supposed to end up with from the beginning of the movie. But he still got there by cheating on the girl he was with at the time. And I didn't like that.
They sort of give like a Ginger and Marianne choice there.
Yeah.
But the deal is when Ginger is Tyra Banks, the answer is Ginger.
And if Marianne is Tyra Banks, the answer is Marianne. The answer is always Tyra Banks. Unless
Yes.
Gabrielle Union's there, then I'm going Gabrielle Union. 9 times out of 10. No, 10 times out of 10.
I don't know.
So
Agree to disagree.
That's what we're here for. So that was our thoughts on Love and Basketball. So far out of 3 episodes, our highest rated movie, and I think one we both really enjoyed, and I was pleasantly surprised by it.
I don't see one getting a higher rating than that.
Oh, sir, do I have a surprise for you. We aren't rolling for our next movie because Christmas is all around us. I feel it in my toes. So on next week's episode, we will be doing one of my absolute favorite movies. One of the few movies on this list that I added myself personally. Love Actually.
Ooh.
It is a British who's who of just amazing actors from across the pond. And it is a delight.
I have not seen this movie.
You have not?
No.
I'm very excited for you. I'm probably burying the lead here, but I'm going to rate this thing very highly. But I can't wait to talk about it. It's one of my all-time favorites, and I feel like it's appropriate for the Christmas season.
Now, I'm going to take a shot at what this is about.
Okay, please.
Okay, so we have Hans Gruber.
Oh, yeah.
In this movie.
Absolutely. A little bit of Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman,
He's
yes.
a fine actor.
And then we have Hugh Grant.
Yes.
And he does some shit with some cue cards.
He does not. But you're on the right path. This movie is iconic. I feel like once you see this, you're like, oh, I know. I've seen this scene. I've seen this scene. There's a lot of great meme-worthy performances and scenes from this movie.
Excellent. Am I going to cry?
I think you might. Honestly,
I have not cried yet.
I've seen this movie,
and I'm starting to feel.
I've seen this movie so many times that I don't cry anymore. But I'm pretty sure there was a time that I did cry.
Okay,
and we can talk about it. So, until next time, stay romantic and don't be shitty to each other.
3 points.